the United States of America, home to millions of people in what is commonly mistook as the most free nation in the world. For no man can be free if he ultimately has a ruler, whether he votes for that ruler or not. And unfortunately, we are a nation many fear, but not a fear for our people, but a fear for our government. And many Americans every day commit the real crime of lying to themselves. Many Americans accept this fate day to day, willing to accept the same old lies as undeniable truth. Much of the world can see the US for what it really is, unlike your average American who would rather ignore the dark reality staring them in the face. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to be in an empire in history, we will be in that history, and we are the modern equivalent of an imperialistic empire. But this time the stakes are higher, the weapons are more deadly, the information is more muddy, and the citizens are all the more ignorant. All it takes is to look outside the box many have put in their head that they find so soothing to remain in. Let's just look at recent history. Iraq, Afghanistan, Vietnam. All these nations were invaded illegally, and before you knew it, there were another nation to pay the simple mistake of just being in the way of our gun. Innocents die, soldiers are killed, generations decimated, and chaos erupts as these politicians call for war. But this wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for your consent and support. For these systems to exist, they absolutely need your support. They need you to provide a legitimacy for them to rule. For example, our presidential elections are the biggest political theater in the world. Gets people involved with fast-paced images, meaningless slogans, and makes them feel part of the decision. The reality of this grand show is a bit dull, as no matter who you vote for, you will simply get the same outcome. But what do you expect? A vote is not really for a candidate, it's for a system. Your vote is just another vote to keep the system going.
Dick Cheney by my side. We have seen a steady erosion of American power and an unsteady exercise of American influence. Our military is low on parts, pay, and morale. If called on by the Commander-in-Chief today, 2 entire divisions of the Army would have to report, "Not ready for duty, sir." This administration had its moment. They've had their chance. They have not led. We will.
Whatever we have done is legal. That's what I'm saying. It's in the law. We had lawyers look at it and say, Mr. President, this is lawful. We're at war. This is people that want to come and kill your families. What did Iraq have to do with what?
The attack on the World Trade Center.
Nothing.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere.
These are the steps that we must take.
There are plenty of steps we can take
right now
to
start getting our economy back on track,
to help create jobs and grow this economy.
If we are going to deal with our dependence on foreign oil,
we're going to end our dependence on foreign oil.
We'll recruit an army of new teachers.
I want to recruit an army of new teachers.
make college affordable.
Make college more affordable.
Solar and wind and biodiesel.
Solar and wind and biodiesel.
I have said repeatedly that I intend to close Guantanamo, and I will follow through on that.
In the immediate aftermath of 9/11, we did some things that were wrong. We did a whole lot of things that were right, but we tortured some folks.
You see, the right instigates war and would only like it to continue, all the while sucking up the corporations through lobbying, enabling the military-industrial complex in aid of war profiteers. The right has become dependent on war for business rather than peace. But the American public will eventually get tired of war, and then is presented with a gift from the left, a hero for community, togetherness, and social progress, all the while being exactly the same as the right. They serve the same masters, the same companies, and the same lobbyists. Wars will still be fought and orchestrated. Torture camps and black sites are still allowed to exist. That only help support more extremism. The drone program that voids international law continues to exist and has actually expanded, killing more innocents than actual enemies. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of perpetual war.